This is the Mixtape podcast. I am your host, Mark. If you enjoy this week's episode, please feel free to rate it 5 stars wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find over 140 archive episodes just by visiting themixtapepodcast.com. And there you will also find the link to my Mixcloud. On the Mixcloud channel, you can also hear the music that my guests pick for their mixtape. Also on the website are my social media links and YouTube channel. You can find all of that good stuff at themixtapepodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Hello and welcome to this week's Mixtape, and today on the show, what a pleasure to be chatting to Sarah Cracknell from Saint Etienne. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. Not bad at all.
So we're talking, first of all, about a farewell tour coming to Australia. You're here in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, wrapping up on Tuesday, the 1st of December. That one is at Freo Social. That's the one, right? It's destroyallines.com for tickets and info. Before we get to start talking about the farewell and all that sort of sad stuff, as we sort of touched on before we started recording, during my extensive and very professional research for this interview, I found out that you, like me, are originally from Essex. So for people who are not aware, obviously you'll be aware of this, but people who aren't aware, some of the bands and artists from Essex, you've got like Depeche Mode, Alison, Moyet, Yazoo, The Prodigy, Blur, and then sort of back in the day a bit more is like Billy Bragg and Ian Dury. Do you think there's something about Essex that sort of produces quality artists like that? And obviously, I'm including you in that as well.
I don't know. I mean, I was born in Chelmsford. My grandparents lived in Burnham-on-Crouch. And so that's why I was born in Chelmsford. I didn't grow up in Chelmsford. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out of Essex. Has come out of Essex. I'm sure there will be more. Yes, I used to go to Burnham-on-Crouch every summer to hang out with my grandparents, so I know it quite well. I know Billericay, so that always makes me think of Ian Dury.
Ian Dury, yeah, that's it. Yeah, same.
And I think that Damon from Blur was born in Essex, but I don't think he grew up there. Or maybe he did.
Chelmsford, yeah, they're from Colchester. They're all Blur from Colchester, yeah, I think, or Chelmsford. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right, so let's talk about the farewell tour then. So, is for the band, is it a complete full stop, like a complete farewell? Is it just touring you're not doing anymore, or is it recording the complete sort of finish of the band?
It's a complete finish. The album that came out in September, it's called International, is the last album we'll make, and this is like our farewell tours, or wherever people want to see us, we'll come to say goodbye. Because I think we're very lucky to have had an incredibly sort of loyal fan base for years. And we're one of those bands, we change sound quite a lot and have done for decades. And they always stick with us. And so it seems only polite and right to come out and say goodbye. And we're going to, it'll be sad. It's sad, but I just wanted to finish on a high, really, and that's why the album International is such sort of like upbeat album, very apart from the last track, which makes me cry. So yeah, that's it. I want to finish the band with a intact legacy. I wouldn't say perfectly intact, that would be going a bit far, but an intact legacy. It's important to me. I don't want to be a band that keeps going for no particular, drifts on, gets it wrong at some point.
And what about you personally, Sarah? Will you be involved in any music making, like solo or side projects or collabs, or are you sort of hanging it up as well?
I honestly don't know. I really haven't thought this through. It's like people keep saying, what are you going to do after? I'm like, I don't know. Because Bob will be writing. He writes books all the time. He's always writing books. Pete is making some really good inroads into film soundtrack stuff. But yeah, I didn't think about myself, and I don't know what to do. Just haven't got a clue what to do at all.
What do you think you'll miss most about the whole process, like the writing, recording, the creative side, the touring? What do you think you'll miss most about it?
I'll miss the writing creative part. I think that's that's the bit I'll really miss. I think anything that involves sort of being visible and talking about myself, I won't miss that at all. That fills me with fear all the time. I won't miss. I'll miss doing literally standing on stage and communing with an audience. I will, but the whole thing that goes around touring and that comes with it is pretty exhausting. So yeah, I won't miss the exhausting bit. But yeah, creating and sitting in a studio with Bob and Pete and fine tuning some lyrics and coming up with new melody bits, and that bit I'll miss. Yeah.
And when you sort of first joined the band, like when you recorded Nothing Can Stop Us, did you ever think, like in that moment, that you would be sitting here, like sort of 35 years later or whatever it is, talking about still being in the band and doing a farewell tour? Did it feel like that at the time?
God, no. We when we were recording Foxbase Alpha, you just think, oh my God, this is an album. We're making an album. This could quite possibly be the only album we ever make in our entire life. So let's throw everything at it, including the kitchen sink, and just, you know. So no, not a clue that it would be going on this long. Didn't enter my head at that point. And of course, we were really young, so you just think, oh, I don't know, things, I mean, might move on to something else, might do this, might do that, yeah. But no idea is the answer to that question.
Something else I discovered when and this is Wikipedia, so you're going to have to confirm or deny this for me, in my extensive research, was that you were originally asked to do the vocal on Groovejet. Was that true? And did you turn it down, or did you just like not want to do it, or what's the story there?
It's one of those, there's truth in it,
Okay.
but it's a bit of a urban myth legend as well. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask my manager, who happens to be my husband, but he says it's a true thing, and he was managing us at the time. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to take that away, you know, from Sophie Ellis Bextor. I wouldn't want to take that away.
Yeah.
I would never take, and I've met her a few times, so, and I would never take that away from her. But I think it did happen. But it might have just been there was sat in a pub with Martin, my husband, going, yeah, we should get Sarah to do it. And he went, yeah, great. You know, it just never happened. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
The answer is I don't fully know, but there is truth in it. But
yeah, right. Okay. Is it Heavenly Martin works for, or is a big part?
Yeah, and he started Heavenly with Jeff Barrett, so
they're fantastic. They've got some phenomenal artists on their roster. I was lucky enough to interview Baxter Jury. Speaking of Ian Jury at the Starry show,
Yeah.
I interviewed Baxter because he came to Australia a few weeks ago, and that was a massive bucket list for me because I'm a huge Ian Jury fan, and I'm a massive fan of Baxter's as well. So yeah, shout out Heavenly Records and everyone there. They do a fantastic job. Just want to get that one in. Get that shout out.
They do an amazing job. They're our spiritual home, Heavenly Records, like Saint Etienne spiritual home.
Yeah.
We put all our records out with a Heavenly imprint on them because that's they're our home.
And I also read that you were the first band to ever broadcast live from Glastonbury. Is that right?
That's absolutely true, yeah.
Did you know that at the time that was happening? That you were sort of making that sort of history or not?
We knew that we were going to be broadcast, but we didn't know we were going to be the first one on. Do you know what I mean? I think that just, they chose it to be the first one on for whatever reason. But yeah, we knew we were going to be broadcast. Well, we knew we were going to be filmed and recorded. I guess we didn't 100% know we'd be broadcast. But yeah, fortuitous, there we are. Legendary, amazing. First ever band.
I think that was the year, is that the year the Stone Roses pulled out? I think it might have been, and Oasis played instead or something. I'm sure it was 94.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I think we definitely played 94, definitely. Yeah. That was the year that we got filmed. But I can't remember who else was. I don't know. It was all a bit of a blur.
Very good.
Because we got there late because we'd lost our bass. It's a typical sort of ridiculous band story where we'd lost our bass player. He'd gone AWOL because we'd just come back from Scandinavia, I think, and he'd met a couple of girls in Sweden, and they were visiting, and they all went out and got a bit wrecked, and we lost him, and people were pounding on his door, and we were all sitting in a van waiting for him, and so we arrived really late. Luckily, all our gear and that was in another van, and that got there on time, so it was all set up, and we arrived about half an hour before we set foot on stage, so it was pretty terrifying. But It was good. It was great. It was just like a baptism of fire, like really late, sitting in the van, trying to put, eyelashes on and blah, blah, blah. And then launching out on a stage and there's like 30,000 people and you go, oh my God. So yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. What an amazing memory to have. All right, Sarah, I'm going to give you the quick fire 5 questions. These are the same 5 touring based questions that I'll ask everybody who comes on the show. First one is, do you have a pre-show ritual?
Yeah, well, now we do. I never used to do any vocal warm-ups or anything, but now I do vocal warm-ups.
And what's on your tour rider? Anything weird or interesting?
Well, it's awful. I'm trying to get them banned from the tour rider, but pork pies.
Right.
Nice, you like that, I know, and it's awful because I can't walk past a pork pie. I was going, oh, go on, I'll just have a bit, and then you come back and have a bit more, and they get those little mini ones now, so you just shove the whole one in. Like, oh,
the Melton Mowbray ones, yeah, they're the good ones. Yeah.
Why did I do that? Shove 3 in.
You won't get decent pork pies in Australia, I guarantee you that. It's sausage rolls, it's next level, right? But pork pies, it's not. They don't do good pork pies here. It's not that great. Do you have one thing, like a home comfort or a particular item that you always take on tour with you from home?
Wow. Not really, but I do. I always take these. They're called Proctor's Pine Lictors Pastels.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like a really old-fashioned British. Actually, I don't know where they're from, but anyway, it's like for clarity of voice. And it says, as used by Sarah Bernhardt, blah, blah, blah. And it says, as used by lords, ladies, principal public speakers, singers, and members of parliament for over 100 years. But anyway, they're amazing. They just sort if I ever get a bit croaky or dry, they're amazing. They come everywhere with me.
Fantastic. And what's your favourite city to play live?
Wow. I'm going to have to say London, but London is my favourite city to play live, but also the most daunting because it's London and everyone I know is there and everything. So
can you narrow it down to a venue?
Well, my favourite place to play is a smaller place. It's the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Oh, yeah, loads, yeah.
And we're playing on our tour in September. We're also playing the Roundhouse, and we've played like everywhere. We played at the Barbican, Royal Festival Hall, London Palladium, blah, blah, blah. But Shepherd's Bush Empire, there's something in my heart. I love that venue. It's beautiful, and it's a really nice size. I think it's about 2,000 something. It's lovely.
For an Essex person, that is a nightmare place to get home from at the end of the night. That's the sort of one where I have to be standing at the back at the Encore and then straight out the door, straight down the road to the tube station, straight across London on the Central Line to Fenchurch Street, just about catch the last train back into Essex out of Fenchurch. I love it. But then like at the end of the night, you go, oh, now you got to do that slog back to Essex. Oh, many's the time I missed the last train. Yeah, I've done that.
Like, why are they playing the Roundhouse? That'd be easier.
yeah, no, for sure. And finally, in a quick fire 5, if you could time travel to any concert in history, which concert would you choose?
What, of my own or
no,
people?
anybody's, yeah.
Oh, God. I think I would go to, I missed it and I should have gone and I didn't go, and it was Laura Nyro. And I think it might have been at the Palladium. I think it might have been. And I think it was the last gig she did in the UK before she sadly died.
Yeah.
You might want to fact check it that it was the Palladium, but I think it might have been. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, and I could have gone. My friends went and I was like, I was busy or something. Gutted I didn't go because I love Laura Nyro.
All right, Sarah, I don't know if you got the email, but our show is called The Mixtape, right? So I get you to pick some songs for your mixtape choices. So track 1 of your mixtape, Attention Grabber, mate. What did you go with for that?
So Attention Grabber, I went for I'm Gonna Get You by Bizarre Inc.
Oh, okay, yeah. I only know they were sort of a bit of a one-hit wonder, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I think they might have had more than one hit, but only a couple. But it's just so kind of in your face. It's the lyrics, really. It's so positive. It's like, I'm going to get you, baby. I'm going to get you. Yes, I am, And it's like really a forthright vocal delivery as well. And I love that kind of music. I love a bit of like dance pop. It's great.
Great choice. Kick off with track 2, a song you sing loud and proud when you're driving around in the car or in the shower. What do you go with there?
Okay, so I sing, and it's mainly because I know all the words because I've done it live once in a kind of like the band with my husband, whatever. But Pleasant Valley Sunday, but it's the Carole King version. because it's slightly different to the Monkees version. And it's such a sing-along song. It's so easy to. It's all in my range as well. It's just like, woohoo! It's like it's a great song.
Yeah, excellent choice for the shower song. Track 3, your favourite cover version, Sarah. What do you pick for that?
Okay, so I absolutely loved the Zootons version of Valerie. I was really I loved that record. I played it over and over and over again. And then when Amy Winehouse did it, I was a bit like, oh, don't do a cover version of one of my favorite songs. And at first I was a little bit resistant, but actually I think her version of it is really, really good.
Have you heard the Zootons doing Back to Black?
No.
It is phenomenal, amazing. Amy from the Zootons sings it, and it is sensational. It's one of my favourite covers of all time. Check it out. I'm sure you enjoy it. So it sort of repaid the favour there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they've probably done quite well out of her cover version, and yeah, so that.
I bet they did.
yeah, for sure.
Where are the Zootons from? Can't remember.
Liverpool, yeah, they're Scouts.
Liverpool, okay.
Yeah. Track 4 of your mixtape, Sarah. A song you wish you could play to your 18-year-old self. What did you pick for that?
Okay, so I'm a really big fan of Lola Young. I love her. And I think she's going to become, she is already huge, obviously, but I think she's going to become really massive and really recognized like worldwide as being such a genius songwriter and so emotive in the way she sings. Because she's, she's clearly quite a sort of fragile character and she means everything. And her song Messy, I think it's brilliant. And I would play that to my 18-year-old self. Funnily enough, I thought originally, like everyone did, I think that it was about a relationship with a guy and about how, he's not supportive and he puts her down and she can't, whatever. But it turns out it's about her mum doing exactly that.
Right.
But anyway, I love Messy. Messy's great.
What sort of stuff were you actually listening to when you were 18, Sarah?
Oh, when I was 18, gosh, because obviously I started listening to music when I was really, really young. But 18, I was probably into bands like Feld and Dorothy Column and stuff like that. Yeah, sort of indie bands, which I think part of that is because, you go to the pub and all your friends, it's like having it being in a gang. You had all these like-minded friends and you'd all order your records, pick them up on a Monday morning and then go home and play them to death. And then you go to the pub and sit and talk about them, which doesn't happen now. Doesn't mean that what happens now isn't great. It's brilliant. Everything's accessible, but it's that clan thing, being in a clan. So I was very sort of indie bandy.
Yeah. Track 5, Sarah, of your mixtape is a love song you would put on your mixtape for a romantic interest. You want to let someone know you're keen, you're going to make up a mixtape. What song would you use for that?
And I think one of my favourite love songs is Alison, Elvis Costello. And it always reminds me when I was really young and Elvis Costello was out, and my friend was my best friend who we did everything together. We were glued at the hip. Her name was Alison, and I was so gutted. Like I was absolutely gutted because it was the most beautiful romantic song and dedicated to someone called Bloody Alison, not Sarah. And but yeah, I think it's a great single. And my aim is true. The album I played to death, and it's such a nice sentiment, isn't it? My aim is true. It's really lovely.
I'm racking my brain now trying to think of songs called Sarah. I think there might be. Is there a Thin Lizzy one? There's a Thin Lizzy for Sarah, and yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's about his daughter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Fleetwood Mac have got one, Sarah, and that's about that. Obviously, to do with some infidelity somewhere. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah,
I think that's 90% of Fleetwood Mac's inspiration and output. I think is based around that.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a song called Sarah Smiles as well. I think it might be some sort of yacht rocky sort of band. Have got that.
Oh, I love yacht rock.
Sarah Smiles, I think it's called. Yeah. All right. And finally, for your mixtape, Sarah, a deep cut album track or B-side.
Okay, so I'm going to go with. Interestingly, I don't think Bob and Pete are into the Clash at all. In fact, I know they're not. Well, I definitely know Bob isn't. But Sandinista was an album that I absolutely loved, and it. Such a glorious, double album, and it's big, and it's like. But there's a song on there called Broadway, which again I just played it to death. I think it's quite deep sounding at the beginning, and the rhythm of it is really amazing. I loved it. I just played it all the time.
Will we be getting any Saint Etienne deep cuts on this tour, or are you going to stick to the hits and the better known stuff?
I mean, ultimately, at the moment, because we've started rehearsing, we've got a lot coming up, and the moment we're rehearsing all the hits and the popular songs and that, but we are definitely going to put a couple of deep cuts in there.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Love that. That's always good for the nerds. We always love that. Fantastic. Great to see. All right, Sarah, I've got a game that I play on the radio show. I've only just started doing it. It's a bit of fun, right? Don't take it too seriously, right? You aware of the game Kiss, Marry or Avoid? You know that game?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a musical twist on that, right? So it's called Collab, Tour or Diss, right? So you got to I'll give you 3 artists. You've got to collaborate on a track with one of them. You've got to go on tour with one of them, and you've got to write a diss track about the other one. All right.
Okay.
So this is the Essex edition, right? So here's your 3 artists: Depeche Mode, Alison, Moyet, or Damon Albarn. So who would you collaborate with first?
Depeche Mode. We're already kind of doing Vince Clarke collabs, so I have to say that.
Yeah, you got to go. You're already halfway there. Okay, yeah, right. So then that leaves Alison, Moyet, or Damon Albarn to go on tour with.
And what was the other one? Diss. Oh no.
Yeah, you got to diss the other one, a diss track. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, that's so brutal. Oh, go on. I'll go on tour with Alison Moyet because it's another woman on the tour bus.
Fantastic. I just missed her when she was in Perth last time. I think I might have been away. I was in Darwin or something, and I missed her show. It was only a few months ago. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. So that leaves you writing a diss track about Damon Albarn. What would you call it, do you reckon? Any idea?
Oh, crap. I would call it Stop Being So Successful.
And talented and annoying. Yeah.
Exactly. All of the above.
Yeah. Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you for the show. Thank you so much for making the time. Saint Etienne at Frio Social on December the 1st. DestroyAllLines.com for tickets and info. Also hitting Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Brisbane on that tour. Safe travels down under, Sarah. Looking forward to the show. Can't wait to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's mixtape. If you would like to get more from the mixtape, you can catch up with over 150 archive episodes by visiting themixtapepodcast.com. Also there you'll find links to the YouTube channel, my social media pages and my Patreon if you would like to get even more content that doesn't go out on the radio show or the podcast. You can secure your mixtape backstage pass. All of those links are available at themixtapepodcast.com. You've been listening to The Mixtape and I've been your host, Mark. Until next time.